Hello everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. I thought today would just be a roundup video. I just wanted to talk about some products, some new products that have made their way into my life, whether I've received them in PR or whether I've purchased them myself. I wanted to just do a little overview of the newer products I've been testing and kind of just give you some thoughts about them. Some are instant loves, others I'm not so sure about. There weren't a cohesive enough set of products to do a get ready with me video with all of it. They also aren't products that I love so much that I feel compelled to talk about all of them in a favorites video. So this is going to be just a random beauty update, giving you some thoughts and feelings about some new makeup that I have been trying. And I'll also be reviewing the Eldridge Foundation in this video. I do have a lot of thoughts and feelings about this, but before we get to it, I wanted to talk about some newer skincare items that I've been incorporating in my routine for the last few weeks. The first is this face mist. I bought this from Rescue Spa. It's by Biologique Recherche, and it's the L'Oxygénante. It's an oxygenating face mist. It's really, really nice. Is it worth the insane Biologique Recherche price point? That remains to be determined. I can't say that it has made my face look a million times better, but it does feel really, really nice. It's soothing, it's very hydrating, it feels replenishing, and it's a beautiful fine mist. There's no scent to it or anything. It doesn't smell like stinky feet like most of Biologique Recherche products that I've tried, which is a good thing. Does it blow my socks off? No, but do I like it? Yes. That's my L'Oxygénante review. From high to low, we've got this beautiful serum. I've actually been really, really enjoying this, and it's the Olay Wrinkle Correction Serum. It's essentially a niacinamide and peptide serum. It feels really, really nice. It just has this milky texture and it absorbs into the skin really easily. Like I said, it feels really, really nice and silky, and I've been loving it. I've been using this in the evening. I've been wearing it like after cleansing. I apply this on my face, then I apply my moisturizer, then I apply my tretinoin. I kept reading that if you are using tretinoin at night, it's also nice to incorporate niacinamide into your routine because the niacinamide and tretinoin seem to work really well together in the same routine. It's been nice. It's been integrating really well into my evening routine. So I've been using this for the last couple weeks and I'm enjoying it so far. Another product that I'm enjoying so far is this product that I received in PR from Chantecaille. It's their new Rose de Mai Eye Lift. It's an eye product. It's like a gel eye cream type of product, and I love this cooling applicator. It has been a beautiful morning eye care product. I've been using this just instead of my eye cream in the morning. I still use my thick SkinCeuticals eye cream. Usually I use that morning and night, but since I've received this, I've been using this in the morning and just relegating the SkinCeuticals for evening use. And this is very nice. It feels very, very nice and soothing. Helps depuff a little bit, and I find it very hydrating. I haven't noticed any magical eye lift yet, but it hasn't been that long. So I will definitely be keeping you posted, whether I'm seeing any results in terms of lifting and firming. It would be nice. I'll keep you posted. Probably in an MTs and new products video, once I use this up, I can better assess the results I got with it. But so far, in terms of texture and experience, I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a beautiful product, wears nicely under makeup. And the next product is not really a skincare product, it's more a nail care product. And this is interesting. I used up my OPI Nail Envy, and then I wanted to switch over to the Olive & June nail strengthener because I thought it would be a similar thing. But this is really different. It's not like an actual base coat. It's more of a liquid. I don't have anything on my nails, so maybe I'll just apply it so you see what I'm talking about. It's just like it's almost like putting alcohol on your nail. It instantly dries, so it's just like a thin, how do I do this like that? There you go. It's just like a thin watery layer that instantly dries. So I've been using this for the last couple of months, and while I really like the concept, I love the texture. I like the fact that it's really thin, and it does make a nice base because afterwards I don't have to worry about waiting for it to dry. I can just apply my color on top. I can't say that it does for me what OPI Nail Envy did in terms of actual strengthening. I feel like my nails aren't that much stronger, whereas when I was using OPI Nail Envy consistently, I could feel a tangible difference in the strength of my nails that helped them grow longer, faster. Whereas with this, I'm not noticing those benefits. But I do like it as a priming product. I'm just not seeing the strengthening results. So I don't hate it. I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to use it up. But in terms of products that truly help strengthen my nails and products that always get my nails back on track in terms of length and strength, OPI Nail Envy is still number one in my heart. All right, now let's talk about the Lisa Eldridge Foundation and my experience with it so far. The story of me getting this foundation is I sampled the foundation when it was first announced, and shade number 9 worked out best for me out of the particular sample pack that I had received. The 2-3 times I was able to squeeze out of the sample packs, I did enjoy the foundation, so I was considering buying the full size in shade number 9. And a few weeks ago, Jill reached out to me on Instagram. I'm going to link her Instagram and her channel below. She also does really, really great beauty content. And she was like, hey, I know you've mentioned in your videos that you want to buy the Lisa Eldridge in shade 9. I have it in shade 9. It's not working for me. I'm more than happy to send it to you. So we ended up doing a little beauty swap. She sent me over her bottle of the Lisa Eldridge foundation in shade number 9. So I have been able to test it properly and fully kind of gauge its performance on my skin. And I've played with it enough to be able to do a video and talk about my experience with it. I like this foundation, but I don't love it, which honestly surprised me because I remember loving it so much more in the sample. But this just reinforces my thought that, you need, in order to fully test a foundation and really gauge its performance and its role in your life and in your collection, you need more time with it. You need like at least a week's worth of product to see how it interacts with your skin. I mean, maybe if your skin is more balanced and just normal, you don't have this issue. But with me, my skin is quite temperamental. I do have combination oily skin, but sometimes it's really, really dehydrated. Sometimes it's super, super oily all over. It depends on the weather. It depends on the environment, the humidity levels, the skincare I'm wearing underneath. I feel like there are so many variables. And this foundation is just really, really finicky. For me, the best thing about this foundation is the color match. Shade number 9 is absolute perfection. It is really hard to find a light, neutral olive undertone in foundations. I very, very rarely come across it. So this color is absolute perfection for me. But the formula just, while I like it, it's not a foundation that would be my everyday workhorse foundation. Obviously, after playing with it, I figured out ways to get it to work for me, and it does look really, really beautiful, but it just doesn't work for me every single day. And I think if you are somebody that also is a tretinoin user, if you're somebody that struggles with surface dryness or some dehydration or some little dry patches here and there every now and then, this foundation really, really, really does not like any type of dryness or dry patch. So, those types of issues can be mitigated with skincare. Make sure you really, really focus on prepping the skin. For me, the issue is only isolated around my mouth area. This is also where I am most acne prone. And a lot of the times after a breakout, after they're healing, sometimes you do have those little dry flakes around the blemishes. So for me, this is my trouble area with a lot of foundations, but more so this foundation in particular. It just really does not wear nicely on this area throughout the day. On my cheeks, it wears amazingly, and I can totally see why so many people adore this foundation, because if I had the skin on my cheeks all over my face, this would be incredible. But Unfortunately for me, you know, I have little trouble zones. I took some video footage so you can see what I'm talking about. In terms of application, less is more with this foundation. One pump of this foundation is a lot less than a typical pump in other foundations. I'd say one pump of Lisa Eldridge foundation is like maybe a quarter to half a pump in other foundations. The formula does spread out really nicely. I find that it looks best when just applied in a thin layer. I find that if I'm just using 1 to 2 pumps, I can get an application that looks really beautiful. And it does have a beautiful soft focus, like kind of blurring effect on the skin. It's gorgeous. And if you ever watch Lisa Eldridge videos, if you ever watch her using this foundation, she uses one of these types of brushes to apply it. And this does do a really good job at applying the foundation. I actually did not like a buffing brush with this foundation. I found the result to be really streaky, and a buffing brush, especially if you're somebody that struggles with surface dryness on your skin, the buffing brush can just kind of aggravate the flakes, and then the foundation clings onto the flakes and just makes it look worse. This, in like a tapping motion, actually looks really nice. So this with a tapping motion, applying with fingers and then tapping it into the skin, that yields a really nice result. Another way I've been able to kind of try to mitigate the dry patch effect is by using a little bit of an illuminating, more hydrating primer like the Auric Glow Lust, focusing on those areas. That tends to make things look better and more fresh. But yeah, when I don't have those dry flakes, when I don't have those issues, it does wear really, really nicely. It's not as long wearing as the new Makeup Forever foundation. I still prefer this foundation over the Lisa Eldridge. So this just kind of works well for me. And Dior Face and Body is also more long wearing. This is like slightly more long wearing on my skin than the Pat McGrath foundation. But the Pat McGrath foundation doesn't cling on to dry patches as much. My problem with the Pat McGrath foundation is that it just kind of melts away, and it doesn't, you know, my skin just looks really oily. This has better oil control. It's an interesting foundation, you know. I can say that I like it. There are things that I appreciate about it. And I'm very curious to see how this will perform on my skin when we move into warmer months. It's still really cold here. I still have the heating on. So, you know, my skin is more dehydrated right now, and this foundation is just not your friend if you struggle with dehydration. This is just a foundation where skin prep is extremely, extremely crucial. If you watch videos of professional makeup artists doing makeup, they always stress the importance of skin prep. Anything that you wear underneath your foundation has the ability to impact the foundation. The sunscreen that you're using, the serums that you're layering, the moisturizer. And it's not just the product, it's also the amount of product that you use. So there are a lot of variables, and some foundations are more forgiving than others. Some foundations are not as finicky, and they end up being able to work pretty much no matter what you do underneath. This just does not happen to be one of those foundations. The fact that the color match is so good makes me love it more than perhaps I would if the color match wasn't so good and if it wasn't a color that I struggle finding in so many brands. I'd say I like this as much as I like the Pat McGrath foundation. They both have their pros and cons for me. And while this will not be my everyday workhorse foundation, if I get the conditions right, it can look really, really beautiful and wear nicely throughout the day. That's my long-winded impression of the Lisa Eldridge foundation. Speaking of Pat McGrath, I did buy some new Pat McGrath items that I'm absolutely smitten with, and I had to give them a shout out. You might be seeing these in some favorites videos throughout the year because I've been loving them, and it's 2 Pat McGrath blushes. I know, I'm pretty sure I anti-hauled Pat McGrath blushes like a year ago, but here I am eating my words. I am in my blush monster phase right now. I'm just really, really into blush right now. I always kind of get more into blush in the spring, and I was just craving something fresh and new. So I ordered 2 new Pat McGrath blushes. Well, new to me, they're not new blush colors, but I don't know, I've been craving more pinks and I don't have that many pinks. That was my justification for adding these to my collection. This color is called Nymphette. This is so beautiful. This is an exclusive shade on the Pat McGrath website, so you can only buy this on the Pat McGrath website. I think it's now in the Bridgerton palette as well, but I just bought the individual one from the Pat McGrath website. And then I also bought the shade Fleurtacious because Andrea Ali has been wearing it in some of her videos, and I love the way that it looks on her. And yeah, this is more of like a nude pink, and this is a warm pink with a gold sheen to it. And this blush formula is worth all the hype. It's beautiful. It blends out like a dream. It's so easy to apply. It's pigmented but not too pigmented, and the sheen is so beautiful. It's not matte, it's not shimmery, it just has the most flattering satin sheen. The sheen in the shade Nymphette is golden, and it's almost like a more refined version of NARS Orgasm. There's no chunky glitter, there's no shimmer either. Like, you know, you don't see any type of actual shiny particles. It's just a sheen. I did an Instagram post with this and a lot of people really liked it. So I will show the picture of me wearing this blush on the screen. I'm wearing the shade Fleurtacious right now, which is a bit more muted, but I also really love this. The sheen, it just makes this blush formula really special, and the pigment is also really long wearing. Honestly, in terms of actual blush quality, this is better than Hermes. Like the Hermes blushes are nice, but these blushes are even nicer. Should I be so bold as to say this is the best powder blush formula in my collection right now? Should I be so bold and make this statement? Give me more time, but we're on our way. In terms of color comparisons, I did some comparison swatches to see if, you know, if you're not a blush monster like I am, and if you have, you know, if you already have Laura Mercier Chai, for example, you don't need Fleurtacious by Pat McGrath. They're very similar. Chai is slightly warmer. Fleurtacious, on my skin tone at least, pulls a bit more neutral. And Fleurtacious also has a sheen to it, whereas Chai is totally matte. But they are similar. So out of all the blushes I own, Laura Mercier Chai is most similar to Fleurtacious. And then when it comes to Nymphette, the closest blush that I have to it is the now discontinued Marc Jacobs Kinks and Kisses. But again, on my cheeks, the Marc Jacobs Kinks and Kisses pulls a bit more coral. I find I can get a more pigmented, more blushy look with less effort, whereas with this, I need to swirl my brush a few more times and kind of build it up to the similar intensity. But, you know, they do look quite similar on, but this just pulls more pink on me, whereas this is warmer. If you have this, you don't need this. But if you are a blush monster like I am, all bets are off. It's just a really gorgeous, really flattering powder blush formula, and it's been a joy to use. All right, the next Pat McGrath product that I bought that I've been absolutely loving is the lip liner in the shade Contour, and it's the perfect contour. It's such a gorgeous lip liner formula. It's similar in terms of formula. It's similar to the Charlotte Tilbury lip liners, to the Makeup Forever Aqua lip liners. It's almost like a gel pencil. It glides on really nicely and easily. It doesn't drag or skip, and it is also quite decent in terms of lasting power. And I can see this replacing MAC Strip Down. They are similar in that they're both on the warm brown end of the spectrum, but Contour just has a bit more depth to it. So this is Pat McGrath Contour right here, and this is MAC Strip Down. I've just been loving it. I find it so nice and flattering. So thumbs up. If you also are like me and you've kind of been on the fence about Pat McGrath lip liners, check them out because they're great. In terms of lipstick, I have been enjoying this new Chantecaille lipstick. This is from their Giraffe collection. This is in the shade Freesia, and it's another good nude pink. Let me swatch it compared with Honeysuckle, because you know Honeysuckle was my fall favorite from Chantecaille. They're definitely cousins or siblings at least. This is Chantecaille Freesia, This is Chantecaille Honeysuckle. So Freesia is just a bit more muted, which is nice. I find that it works really beautifully with the Pat McGrath lip liner. I can't say it's like, you know, top tier favorites material yet, but there's certainly new products that I've enjoyed so far. The last thing I want to talk about is this brush. This was sent to me from Amika, and it took a minute to get used to, and I have mixed feelings about this, to be honest. I would quantify this as a nice to have, but not a must have by any means. It's essentially like a blow dry brush and straightener in one. It has this infrared straightening mechanism inside, and then it also has a blow dryer effect. So the concept is that, you know, you can just start using this on damp hair, and, you know, you start by using the blow dryer feature, and you can kind of blow dry and straighten your hair at the same time. But I just find the blow dryer feature of this product to be so weak. It would take me like an hour to blow dry my hair just using this product. And I don't have a lot of hair. I can't even imagine what it would be like for somebody that has thicker hair. So in terms of like the blow drying capabilities, I'm not convinced that this alone could do the job. I just don't like spending that much time on my hair, and I still find the need to rough dry my hair using my actual blow dryer first. So that's usually what I do. I get out of the shower, I towel dry my hair, then I just go in and rough dry my hair with my blow dryer. Where this comes in handy for me is with touch-ups, second day touch-ups especially. I've actually been really into like the smoother blowout look lately. And, you know, on the second day, you know, sometimes there are some waves coming out like at the back of my head after sleeping, and my hair's just not looking as smooth as it did the day prior. So this comes in handy to kind of refresh the hair on the second day, give it a bit of smoothness, give it a bit of silkiness. What I like is that the straightening feature, the infrared technology in this product and the straightening feature is a lot less damaging to my hair than a straightener would. You know, when you use a straightener or a curling iron and you're using it on your hair and then you start seeing like steam come out, this doesn't happen with this product. You know, it does heat up, but the heat level is significantly lower than traditional straighteners. So yeah, I've enjoyed this in terms of like a second day smoothing touch-up tool, but this by no means is a necessity. Like I said, I would quantify this as a nice to have, not a must have. If you do like the smooth look and you want something that would just make the second day like touch-ups a bit easier. You know, I don't have the Dyson Airwrap. I'm not sure if you would be able to do something like this with the Dyson Airwrap, but yeah, I'm enjoying this, but it's not like blowing my mind or anything. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. But yeah, just thought I'd give it a shout out because it is a new product. I feel like the launch of the Dyson Airwrap has kind of pushed a lot of brands to up their game and innovate a bit more in terms of styling tools. So I feel like we're seeing more innovation in the styling tool with less heat damage space. So that's something to be excited about, something that I'm enjoying watching develop. Anyway, my friends, I feel like I have talked your ear off enough about just some of the latest and greatest beauty products that have made their way on to my desk so far in the last few weeks. I might be doing this format again. I used to do videos like this years ago. I used to call them like monthly beauty updates. I might bring this back again in cases, and you know, when I do have a decent amount of newer products to talk about, I might bring this back because this stuff is not, you know, it doesn't really fit into other categories. I can't really say I love this stuff so much to put it in a favorites video, except for maybe these blushes and the lip liner. But I also, you know, I don't want to wait to use them up and then talk about them in an empties and new products video. So these are just kind of products in limbo, products I'm testing, and my thoughts so far. I hope you enjoyed this. Definitely let me know what your experience has been with the Eldridge Foundation. I feel like we can help each other out with tips and tricks in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.